Hope you all are doing well. Welcome to Rotary Club of the Great. We're so glad to have you with us. We have a special guest with us today. Pastor Bishop Governor George Grenade. Glad to have you here. Relaxed and That's right. You know who else is going to look that relaxed on July 1st? Right here. Right here. But glad to have you with us. Glad to have all our guests with us today. We have a good program for you. It's about a life-changing organization and program. Some of you may have heard of it, but I'm really passionate to hear from you today. So looking forward to that. I'm going to ask this before we get started. Ask Gerald White, who will lead some education, and we'll do the pledge of allegiance.
Father, thank you for this afternoon. Goodness, kindness for you today, giving us the opportunity to serve each other and serve you. We give you praise for the grace for us, and love for us, and everything that makes us. It's a very opportunity that you give every one of us to find someone each day that we may show kindness to, we may serve, and make a difference in their lives. Use us for that purpose, that you will get glory out of our lives, and that their lives will be better. Bless the food that we prepare for us today. Give us those of consumption. We thank you for our guests, all the program for today.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Maybe see. As I mentioned, we do have some guests with us today. I'm going to ask Cheryl Mackey to introduce our guest. Cheryl?
Good afternoon. At this time, I would like to recognize our guests when I call their name. If you will, please stand. We have Sabrina Allen, who is a guest of John Harrell. We have Michael Berry, who is a guest of Leon Childs. We have Diane Harrell, who is a guest of John Harrell. We have Bill Mallett, who who is a guest of Ken Gordon. And we have Kim Myers, who is a guest of John Harrell. We have Gail Gordon, who is also a guest of John Harrell. Welcome.
Take my notes. Be silent. Thank you, Cheryl. So Cheryl is actually, one of the tutelage of Barbara right now. They're in the process of all the things Barbara did over the years, training Cheryl how to do that. So huge shoes to fill, so please make sure you support and encourage Cheryl. Thank her for taking that role in the year ahead. So we do have some birthdays and anniversaries to mention to you. So Steve Boatner was on March 11th, Molly Fulton, March 12th, so those are the birthdays for the week. Happy birthday, Molly and Steve. We have some club member anniversaries. So Drew Gady has been with the club for 9 years, Sonny Bogus for 19 years, and Patty Youngblood for 20 years. So great to have that longevity. We don't have any wedding anniversaries, but you and Raymond Corners. We'll make up for it at that point. So we do have a handful of club announcements, and the first one, I want to ask Connie Hensler, she would come up and let you all know our slate of officers for the next year. And what we'll do, we'll mention it today, and then we'll allow you all to vote on it next week. Really excited about Connie's leadership.
I think we have three to bring to you that came from the nominating committee. We have the president nominee, and that's Gerald Wyatt. And then treasurer, Trey Long, and secretary, Holly Winter.
Any questions on that? Thank you, Connie. Gerald agreed to be the next president, and Scott, just so I won't pray for it, so. All the prayers you give me before you pray more. So I think we'll let you all know about the decision by the board last week. It should have a big impact on the club, really positive impact. So, first of all, Josh has done a wonderful job with technology over the past few years. She does the very best with what we have. The Highland Country Club is in the process. They've gotten a bid and they're looking at upgrading technology so more of a smart screen and just significant amount of technology upgrade. And they've asked the Civic Club, since we benefit from it the most, to help contribute. So the board last week, we had actually we talked internally about us just upgrading the technology. We talked about spending around $5,000. And the amount that we're going to contribute to Highland Country Club is $5,000. So with that, we're going to get more like a $40,000 upgrade. I thank the board for their approval on that. If you have any questions, Mr. Governor George, you want to make the presentation to us? Thank you again for being here. Thank you for not forgetting us after your big year.
Thank you for letting me come. I always enjoy coming visiting with y'all. So it's fantastic. First, I want to thank you for your donations to the Rotary Foundation last year. You are one of, make sure that my number right, 4,500 clubs internationally to be a 100% foundation club, and only one of 22 clubs out of the district. Not only that, you're a 100% E-rate club, every Rotarian every year. And that's only 3,800 clubs internationally, and only 18 clubs out of 57 clubs from the district to get that award. So again, thank you. Thank you for the foundation.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for your service. have one last pitch to support the Alzheimer's Research Trust. Barbara, hold on for a second. So this is the last time. It's a wonderful call. So many of you all and our families and friends have been affected by Alzheimer's over the years, so this is a great way to support treatment and research. So please give a change or dollars or whatever you have.
Your last chance.
So, one more thing on behalf of the club. As you all know, we had a really successful fundraiser this year through our Rotary 5K and raised about $10,000. So, John Harrell has been shepherding the effort to lead a group to decide where to make those grants. We want to make an announcement today on the organizations that are receiving those grants. So, John, thank you for leading this for us.
First off, thank you to everyone who participated in any capacity with the 5K running for Rotary. It was a big success. We ended up raising $10,000. Then, in order to disperse those funds, we issued a request for proposals for local literacy programs, 501c3s. We received 5 proposals, and the committee has met. We presented to the board our recommendation for each of those agencies to receive $2,000. All are here with us today, and I just wanted to very briefly recognize them, introduce yourselves to them, and find out more about these programs. Either directly through them, if you have questions, you can reach out to me. First is Success by 6, represented by Gail Gordon. Literacy Volunteers of Troup County with Jan Clayton. Certified Literate Community Program with Diane Harrell. Y'all can stand up, please. Get Truth Reading, Kim Myers. And West Georgia Star, Sabrina Allen. These flyers on the table have a sentence or two about the project that they are proposing, and they'll be back in September to let us know the progress. Thank you so much.
Thank you again, John and Scott, for co-captaining the Rotary 5K. It was a great fundraiser. We're looking forward to building on that in the years ahead. A couple more quick announcements. We had a wonderful social with Beacon a couple months back, a month back, 6 months ago. Sometime in the back. So we're going to do that again. We're going to do that at Wildwood on April 15th. The counties are probably still going to be working, but the rest of us will celebrate the next day. But if you would mark your calendars, it'll be about 5:30 and 7:30. We're looking forward to get together and just share some fellowship there. We got about 10 minutes for happy dollars. Anybody got any happy dollars? Yes.
For the video Happy Dollars, and thanks to Troup County, I am running unopposed for re-election this year, which is the best way.
I have $20. I cleaned up my hair, so I'm moving, and it's cheating, so this is a $20 bill Alan gave me with for the Star donation, so I'm gonna drop it in here, but before I came in, I just got off the phone with Senator Warnock. The House Authority was awarded $1.6 million.
I have just $2, one due from last week, and $1 from LaGrange Symphony Orchestra. Our next concert is Tuesday night at Callaway Auditorium. The theme is Inspire. We got our Dunn Artist Competition Award winner. We got our side-by-side, which is our students. And we have a symphony written by William Dawson, who was an African-American composer, and it's his only symphony. So it'll be a great night. We hope you can come.
Thank you, Jack. Okay, let's shift our program. I'm going to ask Susan Ferguson to introduce our speaker.
In Kathy Tilley's absence, I get the honor of introducing kindred spirits, I guess I would say. Alicia and Julie both are with Camp Sunshine, and they are both in development. So I'm going to read provide them. I did look online this morning at Camp Sunshine and was completely moved by it. It's going to be really moved by hearing the story and what they're accomplishing. Alicia Brady is the development director for Camp Sunshine and is responsible for overseeing all fundraising and community outreach initiatives to secure the resources that support its year-round program for Georgia's children with cancer. Alicia's passion for service to others and desire to make a difference in communities has guided her career. She has over 18 years of experience serving missions and nonprofits and families. Before joining Camp Sunshine in 2018, she worked at Children's Healthcare Atlanta, Georgia State University's Andrew Young School, the East Lake Foundation, and other local nonprofits. A double alumna of Georgia State University, Alicia earned an undergraduate degree in psychology and a graduate degree in nonprofit management. She resides in North Decatur with her family. In her free time, she enjoys baking, spending time in nature, going camping, and hiking. Please welcome Alicia.
Thank you all for having Camp Sunshine here today, and congratulations on celebrating your 100th anniversary of the club. I can't only begin to imagine the impact that this club has had in your community over that time. So it's wonderful to get to be here and to meet all of you. As you heard, Camp Sunshine supports children with cancer and their families in Georgia. We provide year-round programs that support the entire family throughout their cancer journey, from diagnosis through treatment, through survivorship, and even bereavement of their journey. We started in 1983 with our very first summer camp. We were founded by a pediatric oncology nurse who saw an opportunity to provide the kids that she was serving with what's really a normal childhood experience, which is going to summer camp and getting back to being kids. As you can imagine, many of us have had cancer touch our lives and loved ones, and we know when it strikes a family and a child, it's a uniquely difficult journey. It's isolating. The childhood is seems overnight taken from that kid. And so to see the opportunity to bring the chances to be a kid and get back into the lives and to intentionally build a community that can support the entire family through that journey was the vision that started Camp Sunshine over 40 years ago. We started our first summer camp in 1983 with 33 children, and we're getting ready to welcome hopefully 200 to 250 children to summer camp this June. We have a week for teen campers and a week for junior campers, but what started as a summer camp has grown to be so much more into the year-round programs that support the family. Families really in a variety of ways. And before I just tell you and describe the nature of our programs, I really think that the best way to share about the impact that Camp Sunshine has is to read the words of one of the families that we serve. This was a testimonial that a family shared at a recent event that we hosted at our Camp Sunshine House in Decatur. We had invited families who were newly diagnosed to come for a dinner at our facility. And we invited some veteran families who have been through the journey, who have been involved in camp for some time, to meet and mingle and get to know and to share some commonality. And so this is one of the testimonials that one of those veteran families shared. So we all want to read that. Our youngest son, Hudson, was diagnosed with leukemia right at the start of COVID, just before his third birthday. Because of the pandemic, no volunteers were being allowed into the hospital. Our first experience in Camp Sunshine was through the activity kits, an in-room bingo Camp Sunshine lovingly provided. And eventually, it was through virtual camps and Zoom meetings. I remember being amazed when my kids got their first box of camp supplies for virtual sibling camp. What really got me wasn't the amount of things the box contained, but the love and work that went into packing and organizing them. It was just a small glimpse into the heart of the staff and volunteers. But where they really shine was at the in-person camps. When Hudson was diagnosed with leukemia, we were told over and over again that it was a common diagnosis for kids with Down syndrome. but we never met or even saw one other family that had both cancer and Down syndrome. I remember thinking, where on earth are they? We connected with families in the hospital who understood every aspect of cancer, but it felt a little lonely, never finding anyone else who understood our unique circumstances. Here's what I eventually found out. They're all at Camp Sunshine. Through camp, we have met families who share our situation on all levels. We've met other kids with Down syndrome, big families like ours, dads who hunt, moms who bake, outdoorsy kids, science kids, you name it. Most importantly, they are all families who are unified by having a child with some sort of cancer diagnosis. It's common ground for all of us, but inside of this camp family, there are little niches where there's a way for every family, child, or parent to connect with someone who uniquely understands their situation, be it through shared interest, family dynamic, or a specific diagnosis. If you read the camp newsletter, you will find plenty of stories of kids who resisted going to camp only to find out that they loved it. Well, it's not just the kids who do that. My older kids had gone to sibling camp and had had the time of their life. But when they wanted us to go to family camp, I'm afraid to admit that I balked at the idea. I had this idea that camp would be some sort of group therapy session, an entire weekend of cancer horror stories and sick kids. My life had felt like all cancer all the time up to that point. I'd seen too many children at their sickest and too many families beat down by cancer. I was not up for more of that. Fortunately for me, I relented, and I was shocked by what I found there. When we first got to camp, there was cancer. There were children in the worst parts of treatment, tired parents, and so many siblings who were just along for the ride. Then there was magic. The minute each family got out of their cars, you could actually see the change. Everyone was just so happy to be there. Over the weekend, we made crafts, played games, sang, danced, laughed, and came together as a family in a way that had been impossible during that time. We met so many wonderful people, and yes, we did talk about cancer. I'm surprised to say, however, it didn't break me down. It gave me a tremendous sense of relief to be able to share experiences with other parents and to learn from them. It was amazing for us to meet people who understood. And not just the other families who were attending as campers, but the staff too. The people who spend their time caring for you and showering you with sunshine have been right there in the heart. You'll find counselors who have their own diagnosis, saw a sibling or their own child through treatment, or have just dedicated their life in some meaningful way to children with cancer. It's a pretty powerful statement about the impact Camp Sunshine makes on people when they never want to. I'd like to just add one more thing. We weren't sure where our family would fit in at Camp Sunshine. Given that our camper wouldn't be able to participate in some of the patient camps. We have found out that Camp Sunshine is much more than a sleepaway camp. There are tons of other events for campers who are too young for the overnight camps, and countless ways to participate in the special needs child. Hudson absolutely loves the annual fall festival. Last year, we rented a cabin and made an entire family weekend out of the apple picking event we hosted in North Georgia. It's an understatement to say we love this organization, and we are forever grateful for it and all the wonderful people who keep it running. In the best possible way, it changed what our kids are doing. And it's really hard to follow up with that because that really tells you everything you need to know about what Camp Sunshine's mission stands for and who we're serving, and the way that the Camp Sunshine community embraces the entire family and is just as important part of their healing journey as the treatment that they're getting in the hospital. So just to share a little bit about what that looks like throughout the year, you heard a lot of the things that this family mentioned that they did. So aside from the 2 weeks of summer camp, which is still our flagship and our biggest program, we are out at our camp facility, which is a partner organization about an hour east of Atlanta. We're out there for 9 different camp retreat weekends throughout the year. We have 4 family camp weekends, 2 weekends for sibling campers, and then 2 weekends just for our teen campers. These are really special moments to keep that connection of Camp Sunshine going all year long outside of the summer months. In addition to that, we have a facility in Decatur, which is located within between the 2 hospital locations at Children's Healthcare Atlanta. And we offer programs there. I mentioned we had a newly diagnosed family dinner. We have spring clean and fall festival, the monthly barbecue and bingo, and planning for college, and just it's a great place to convene with families and provide some of the support and educational programs that we do there. We are also very involved at the hospital. So at Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, and then also in Savannah, we are there on a weekly basis, meeting with newly diagnosed families, bringing fun camp activities into the hospital to give the kids a little bit of a break, to bring that camp sunshine into their day, whether they're in the clinic, getting a regular infusion, or maybe they've got a long stay during their treatment in their room. It really just provides a chance for them to take a break from being visited in the hospital and just get back to being kids again. It's one of the things that we're always hoping to accomplish whenever we're out there serving our mission, that kids get to be kids and families get connected to a community of strength and support and hope. We also have regional programs. We really want to meet camper families where they are, not only in their journey, but where they live. We serve children across the entire state of Georgia, so we're very focused on making sure that we can go to the communities where our campers are and provide that chance to build community there for them so that they can meet these other families. And that shared strength is a really important part of Camp Sunshine's mission that we're trying to cultivate for them. I've left the newsletter on all of the tables, and I want to mention one of our programs that's really special. You'll see the feature article in that newsletter is about our scholarship program. So in 1991, we created a scholarship program for our alumni campers, cancer survivors who have graduated from camp, graduated from high school, and are moving on to pursue their post-secondary dream. And so every year, we get the pleasure of reading the application essays from these former campers as they're applying for the scholarship. But really what we get to hear is that full circle impact that camp has made in their life. And there's a lot of things, we see a lot of themes, and one of them is that sense of carrying forward with them in life, out into the world, what they got at Camp Sunshine, which was a community, but also just a place where kindness and respect and inclusivity and love and care are the most important things that you can share with them. And to see these kids talk about and pursue career paths where they want to take a little bit of Camp Sunshine out into the world with them is really special. It's a really important part of our mission to see that come full circle. You heard here the parent mentioned that a lot of the volunteers out there have walked in their shoes. We rely on about 250 volunteers annually to carry out our program. We're pretty small staff in our office. And so these volunteers dedicate a week of their life in the summer. They're out there on the weekends. They're in the hospital. They're at the Sunshine House. And 40% of those were campers themselves. And so you can think about the hope and encouragement and just the beautiful circle of community that creates. That's another really special and inspiring part of Camp Sunshine to get to witness. So that gives you guys a sense of what we do, how we do it, the impact that it has. I'm going to try to wake my computer up over here because I'd love to show you a video. Technology will be kind to us because nothing can really illustrate the kind of impact and the kind of fun that happens at Camp Sunshine as the smiles on these kids' faces. Let me get that going for you all. Thank you for bearing with me. All right. I hope y'all can see this and hear this all right. Sorry, you're missing out on the fun music that really goes along with it, but you're getting to see the smiles.
New technology coming your way.
Yes. This was really a plug for the investment that you all have just made, so. But I'm happy to share the link with you all, if we've got this video on YouTube. Yeah, so we'll pass that on. But you can just see here, really, it's a regular summer camp. It's all the things that you want to do at summer camp. But the special facility where we host it the children are able to go straight from the hospital to summer camp, be cared for by the same clinical staff. They're caring for them in the hospital because they volunteer out at camp. Everything there is adaptable, so we have a lot of kids who are amputees because of their diagnosis or have other physical limitations, and there's nothing that they can't do at camp because the whole camp has been designed to support them and to make it possible for them to do anything that they want to do at summer camp. And so we see kids really defy their diagnosis out there and accomplish things that maybe mom and dad don't think they can do or think that they're too sick to do, but they get out to camp, and the courage and confidence that they get out there is so important to how they face their cancer journey. So thank you all so much for letting me come and share a little bit about our mission. And I'd love to answer any questions or tell you more about anything that you'd like to hear more about.
You may have said this, but how many kids go through?
Yeah, so last summer we had 148 children there over 2 weeks. We're planning for about 200 to 250 this year. So we obviously we're working with immunocompromised and medically fragile children. So during the heat of the pandemic, as you heard in this family story, we really had to move to serve our mission virtually. But this will be our third summer camp back in person. And so each year we're just rebuilding back to getting more kids out there, connecting with the families who were diagnosed in the pandemic that we didn't get a chance to meet. So we're excited to see more kids coming back to camp as we come back. Yes.
I heard the 40% that you said had cancer themselves and are coming back. My friend Kate Eagles was in.
Okay. Oh, we love Kate Eagles.
30 years ago was diagnosed herself with cancer, and being alone, going through that alone, and how difficult that was, and what a bright piece of sunshine, Camp Sunshine, continues to give her every summer. I know all about it.
Yeah, I love that. And that just speaks to another really special part of our mission. Kate Ingalls has been a volunteer for decades. And so when you're out at summer camp, those 250 volunteers out there, we have a Camp Sunshine Friendship Bracelet as one of our traditions. And so when you come to summer camp, you get greeted with a hug, and somebody has to put a friendship bracelet on you. And so when you're at camp, you'll see some folks like Kay Ingalls who have friendship bracelets up her entire arm. She's got 30 plus bracelets, where you'll see kids who came as a camper in the 80s, have been a volunteer for 20 years, and they have so many bracelets, they can't wear them all, so they configure them as necklaces or in other ways. So it's just this beautiful outward symbol of the folks like Kay who come year after year and see these kids as campers in her cabin, and then get to be a co-counselor with them on the other end of their journey, and that's just a really powerful part of it. Yes.
In the video, there's a pool and then does Camp Sunshine own this property, or where's it?
No, we don't. So that property is Camp Funley owns that property, and they are a nonprofit partner of ours. When Camp Sunshine was first founded, we had to find a new summer camp location every summer where we could host it. So we were at all sorts of different camp locations around Georgia. Some of them in the mountains, which a lot of kids in wheelchairs, it's really hard to find an ADA or push kids up the hill. So there were other camps coming online in the early 90s that were helping children with different conditions or diagnoses go to camp. And Camp Sunshine was started to be a camp facility for camps like Camp Sunshine and other ones. So they are one of our partners, and we work really closely with them. And they have the location that we go to in Rutledge, Georgia, which is about an hour east of Atlanta. And they have a second location near Fort Largo State Park. So they're a wonderful organization. Yes, thank you for asking that. So we do an application process, which is just really everybody who wants to come to camp can come to camp. We've never had to turn a child away or have a wait list. All of the programs that Camp Sunshine provides are free of charge to the families, and I should have mentioned that. We rely on the generosity of an extremely wonderful, supportive, and loyal community of donors and funders and corporate partners that make all of these programs possible. A family never pays to attend any of our programs. So our application process, a lot of it is just medical information that we need so that we can be prepared to care for each child and know what they need while they're at camp and coordinate with their doctors and their care staff. So we do an application process for a formality, not a, there's no children that don't get to complete. Yes.
Did Camp Sunshine used to meet at, around Lake Burton?
We did, we were at High Harbor was one of our homes in the early years. We also would be at Camp Coleman, Camp Barney. I think there might have been another location we went to one year, but those were our early days, the home in the early days. Yes.
Notice you did put up in video, is there an association with the university?
Yes, so that actually goes back to Vince Dooley days. And when Camp Sunshine was created, we had a lot of really great civic and business and philanthropic leaders involved in helping Camp Sunshine get started. And through that network, Vince Dooley heard about Camp Sunshine and decided that the Georgia Bulldog team needs to come out and give the kids a day with the Bulldogs and give the Bulldogs player a day with the kids. And that tradition has been going on for decades. And so that is one of the most special days at camp when the UGA players show up. And when you see these big old guys sitting in the arts and crafts, cabin, putting together glitter and beads and these campers, it is just a beautiful sight. And even more so today, that relationship with UGA is very special because actually Kirby Smart, his family participated in Camp Sunshine. Kirby's older brother, Carl, had cancer as a child. And Carl came to summer camp and Kirby came to sibling camp and family came to family camp and Carl is a volunteer this day. So when Coach Smart came on board, it just really deepened that connection and an even more meaningful way. Yes.
Could you elaborate on the relationship between the kids in the camp and their families during that week?
Sure, so really the relationship is the kids either get up the car and just run straight to their cabin, ready for mom and dad to drive off, or they're clinging to mom's leg, they don't want to go, their nurse told them they had to go to camp, they don't want to be away. And then what you said, at camp, it's very traditional, there's no technology, they don't get to have their phones, no smartwatches, nothing with a screen can come with them to camp. And they can't call home unless there's an emergency. So they send letters home. We get letters and we deliver them. So it's your very classic summer camp experience. And then what you see on the other end of the week when the parents show up, it's everybody crying because they don't want to leave. They don't want to go home. So that's the relationship when they're out in camp.
Nothing with a screen.
Nothing with a screen.
How much would it be to come with?
It is a special place. When you're out at camp, it really does feel like you're in a world apart, and you just connect with folks in a way because all the noise is gone, and it's just a real genuine place to connect with people, and it's really special and inspiring to see these awesome kids and how they are.
Is there like a network of organizations like we in other states that you are now connected with?
That is a great question. So we are part of the Children's Oncology Camping Association, which is a North American-wide organization of kids cancer camps. And so there are camps all over Canada and the United States. And we're actually a founding member. We were one of the very first camps in the 80s to come on, and now there's dozens of them. And so we're a full association with conferences and regions and lots of collaboration and peer learning. Well, thank you all. One more day.
How long are the sessions with camp? Are they 1 week, 2 weeks?
The summer camp sessions are 1 week each, so we have a week for teen campers who are 13 through 18, and then a week for junior campers that are 7 through 12. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Lisa, thank you for the good work you all are doing. I can't fathom a cancer diagnosis for a child, but thank God for your organization that brings joy and normalcy to families whose lives have been turned upside down. Just thank you. They do take donations, so just a reminder of that. We're gonna make a donation in your honor to Polio Plus, which is Rotary International Sector 2. So we do have some good programs coming up we'll let you all know about. Next week, please plan to be here. Sarah Marson, CEO of Shepherd Center, is going to be with us. We're looking forward to Sarah being here. March 27th is going to be our Star Student and Teacher Program. April 3rd, Dana Level from Storybook Farms out of Opelika. Really unique program. We want to hear about it. And April 10th, tentatively, we're planning on doing a GRSP recap. So hope you'll make plans to be here. Maybe at a great festival right here.
Thank you.